Far from busy shipping lanes and sun-drenched shores, there was a stretch of ocean called Stillwater Deep. Here, the currents moved slowly, and the light faded into a quiet, peaceful blue. This was the home of a young woman named Liora. She wasn't a princess or a legend, but a keeper of the tides, someone who listened when the ocean began to change. Liora had a special gift. It wasn't a captivating voice, but a calming presence. When the waters grew chaotic, she would swim through them, completely unafraid, until the sea remembered how to breathe again. But even though she belonged to the depths, Liora often found herself rising to the surface, drawn to the distant lights and unfamiliar sounds of the human world. One night under a stormy sky, a research vessel lost its way. The waves crashed, the wind howled, and the ship's lights went out. Liora reached the wreck just in time. She pulled a survivor from the raging water, a young navigator named Evan. He was unconscious but still breathing. She carried him to a small strip of shore and waited just long enough to see his chest rise and fall. As she heard unfamiliar footsteps approaching, she slipped back into the deep, leaving behind a silent truth: he had lived. Evan never saw her face. He only remembered the feeling, as if the ocean itself had shown him mercy. Liora returned to Stillwater Deep, but something inside her had shifted. She began to wonder what it would be like to walk on land, to stay, to be truly present. So she sought out Marrow, an ancient force where the sea touches shadow. Marrow presented her with a choice, never a gift. To live among humans, Marrow explained, you must release what binds you here. Liora would have to give her voice to the sea. Every step on land would ache with the memory of the ocean. And if she held on to a love that wasn't returned, she would fade. Liora listened, and she agreed. She awoke on the shore, her new legs trembling, her lips completely silent. It was Evan who found her. He was kind and brought her inland, though he was confused by her presence and her silence. He cared for her, but his heart remained captivated by the mysterious figure who had saved his life, a presence he believed belonged to the sea itself. Liora understood, and still she stayed. Eventually, Evan chose another life, another future. The pain for Liora was sharp, but not cruel. On the night he said farewell, Liora walked alone back to the ocean. The tide was high, the moon gentle. She didn't blame the sea or long for what she had lost. She simply stepped forward and let herself dissolve, not in despair, but in release. Liora didn't disappear. She became part of the moving air, a silent current between the storm and the open water. Over time, she guided ships through thick fog, softened storms before they could gather their strength, and brought a sense of peace to those standing on the edge of loss. She had learned a profound truth. True love isn't always about possession. Sometimes it's simply wishing for the greatest good for the one you love, even if that good doesn't include you. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more Tales from the Deep.